Zycia's Cyberpunk 2077 weekly update.
And don't get me wrong, I'm probably not the only one excited about this game. Like, obviously, Phoenix is excited about this. Murin's excited about this. I don't even have it pre-ordered. I'm pretty sure Bruno's already got it pre-ordered. So there's already that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to pre-order
I'll be waiting.
He's going to wait a week. He's got the hashtag. What was the hashtag again? It's willing to wait a week or something.
We would wait a week.
We would wait a week.
We would wait a
which
week.
we talked about last week about their strike that they're or not strike their week. One extra day a week that they're having
mandatory.
To work, their mandatory crunch, and to kind of offset that.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, kind of offset that. That's what Phoenix is going to do, is basically wait one more week, just to kind of just say that, hey, we would hang out and we would just wait another week for you to finish it up. You don't have to make anybody crunch. So that's a great movement. Go for it. Hashtag that all day long. I won't be doing that because I can't have this guy over here telling me what happened in the game and how awesome it was. So I'm going to have to pick it up day of. But I respect you, and I commend you for that.
would never do such a thing.
Yeah,
never.
There.
He's totally
that guy
evil.
down there.
Yeah, he's totally.
I would
evil.
never spoil a game for somebody. I don't know what he's talking about. I'll beat it before him and like rub it in his face and like maybe threaten him a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
he wouldn't spoil it, but he would tell me like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen this one part yet. Like, I can't wait till you get there." I'll be like,
I would
no.
also lie about the times when these things happen, so it completely throws him off. He'd be like, right at this point of the game, that asshole told me something big happened.
Yeah, and
then he'd probably just walk through an alleyway and nothing would happen.
Literally like how the scary games are going to go coming up, because you guys have already flooded me with all these scary game moments that I'm expecting to happen, and I'm sure I'll get scared somewhere else. So.
I mean, in one of the scary game moments, I already pretended that I was some weird embodied like dead corpse when I was just a glitch, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens. That's unfortunate. Oh man. Anyway, so Cyberpunk news for this week. Obviously, if you are following Cyberpunk like I am, you're probably following them on Twitter. But the Twitter page, they announced them earlier this week, October 5th. They posted a pretty simple tweet, nothing too fancy. All it said was Cyberpunk 2077 has gone gold, and showed the little gold DVD or CD, I guess you could say, next to that. So see you in Night City on November 19th. DVD. So if you're not familiar with what that means, it's not related to the music industry going gold. It's not that they sold that many copies so far. What that actually means is that they have finished the final distribution product that they're going to send to the game maker, the disc maker, to start publicizing that release. And so that's something that's exciting. Obviously, like we talked about with other patches, like games come out, there's obviously day one patches. There's obviously weekday passes. I mean, there's patches. There's going to be a lot of things going on with those. So, but what that sign means is that they're literally ready to start shipping the game. Like they're done working on it. And then you worry about the crunch. Then you're saying, like, why are they crunching?
Yeah, because they're still working on it.
Right. So they're still working on it. The crunch is still that they're still working on it. Like when those games go out, there's going to still be bugs that are found later. But the game is in a sense, in a playable state now that is pretty finished. And that if they find a bug, because we'll find bugs depending on if you're on a PC, like the rig that you have may be different, and they may find out certain things don't work well. And then in the consoles, they may see something with the new consoles that doesn't work well, and they're still gonna be working towards that to try to get that stuff resolved. So,
well, essentially means they're confident in their.
One of the things that happens.
Go ahead.
One of the things that actually happens with this is, and even some of this goes back to the Nintendo seal of approval, for Christmas sake. But they send this stuff before it goes gold out to like Microsoft and PlayStation, and they go through a certification process. And then they're like, oh, well, you need to fix this bug, and you need to fix this bug, and you need to fix this bug. And what they can do to pass cert, as it were, is that they can say, yes, when we get to that launch date, we will make sure these bugs are fixed and these ones are worked around. So some of what they're doing right now is they're working on known bugs.
Yeah.
When that goes gold, it isn't like they don't have bugs in it right now. They absolutely have bugs in it that could even be game stopping bugs.
Yep.
There was a game released sometime in the last year. It was a Tomb Raider game. And the person played it all the way through, and he goes, man, I can't believe this ending. This ending was crazy. I can't believe they brought back this old enemy, and was talking all about it. And everybody on the internet was calling him a liar and saying that this is BS. and why are you doing this? Why are you lying to us? Because no one saw any of this. Because the guy played the game in an area where he didn't really have internet. So he played the original disc version with no day one patch. And what had happened is that Tomb Raider had patched out and changed the ending, the cinematics and everything for this game with the day one patch. And no one believed this guy until someone else happened to be in the same situation and said, no, look, I'm taking video and it's because it isn't patched. And then I have a little bit of faith back in the internet because some of these people that were saying he was a liar actually apologized to the guy and said, I'm so very sorry.
Yeah. And that's
cool.
Just on the same sense, like we've been talking about with the whole having to have internet to play games. What would be cool, and I'm not saying this will actually happen because there are going to be too many bugs to actually wear this. What would be cool is a company releases a game with like an Easter egg ending now because everybody's required with internet. And that if you don't play with internet, you actually see this Easter egg ending versus, and in this case, I guess that was it, but not really intended that way.
And then everybody calls you a liar.
Everybody calls you a liar.
Way to be a dick developer.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's cool though. I'm gonna try that. So
that's not an Easter egg. That's trolling.
Yeah, pretty much. So the other news I have this week for you for Cyberpunk 2077 is it's a little tidbit, and unless you're fluent in Russian, this probably isn't going to be the greatest experience for you. But what did happen is they actually the Russian side of CD Projekt Red announced a special City Night City Wire to show off some of the gameplay and also talk about the voice acting, the actors that they have signed up to do the Russian voice actors. And so the video is posted on their page, and it's basically 26 minutes, like kind of like the same length that we usually have. Most of the video is talking about the vocal or the voice actors that are on the gameplay, and the ways they captured the voices and captured the essence of the game to really make those voices happen. So unless you really understand Russian and that's really your thing, it's not going to make a lot of sense for us in the US at least, because we're going to be playing an English style game. We're going to be playing the English version, which are different voice actors, different people that are going to be playing the game. So that may not be super, you're up your alley, but
it's subtitled, right?
It is subtitled.
You sound like you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I don't know, but like the people speaking Russian and Cyberpunk to me seem to kind of go in hand. So even if I'm not going to play it that way, it sounds like a pretty damn cool thing to go watch.
So it is cool. I just want to put the disclaimer that if you are going to pick the game up in the US and you're playing the English version, these aren't the same voice actors that are going to be playing or they're going to be used in the game that you're going to be playing. So I'm sure they have the same motives, the same way that they're going to approach the project and really make the characters the same way. It's just you can't really associate that with these people essentially because they are different. That's the disclaimer. The other part of the video, the very beginning of this video, the important part is that they also show us a little bit more of the gameplay from the Braindance gameplay that we've seen in the past. So it spends about 2 minutes of the intro actually showing a little bit more of the character development, not character development, but you get to meet a little bit more of the character that they have in the game. That you're going to be working with typically. Her name's Evelyn Parker. That's one of your people that you've seen a lot in the trailers and things. So it has her a little bit in the trailer a little bit, or the gameplay, and then also a little bit more of how you get to that Braindance gameplay. So that's really interesting. If you're interested in Cyberpunk and actually wanting to see that, it's pretty neat to go check out. And obviously, if you want to sit through the subtitles, that's great too. It is cool. I did get through it, but it's obviously not for everybody, but definitely check it out. That's your little teaser for this week.